Okay, it's a call to order. 2.1, call to order. At this time, I'm going to call the Paris Union High School District Board meeting to order at 3:31 p.m. I'm going to ask for a roll call to determine a quorum. Trustee Nellison.
Here.
Trustee Campos. Here. Trustee Garcia.
Here.
Trustee Vallejo.
Here.
And Trustee Stafford, myself here. We have established a quorum. You can vote. Do we vote on this? No. Okay. Okay. Next is 3.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees on closed session items only. And no takers?
No takers, just employees out there.
Okay. We'll go to 4.1, adjourn to closed session. Do I have a motion to adjourn to closed session?
So moved.
Who was that?
That was me.
Okay. Didn't sound like you did. And,
So moved.
second? Trustee Garcia? Okay, you can vote electronically. Not coming up.
Need to refresh?
That quick? Okay. Vote being taken. 5 in favor, none opposed. We are adjourning the closed session at 3:33 p.m. Okay, hello everyone. At this time, we're going to go to item 5.1. The regular board meeting of the Paris Union High School District is reconvening at 5:06 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, the invocation. We'll have a moment of silence for anyone who is going through any illness or sickness at this time, and we pray for some of our employees that are having a hard time to get better, and we wish them all the best and their families. Okay, thank you. You be seated. At this time now, we're going to recess the meeting, 7.1. The Board of Presidents will recess the meeting to conduct the regular board meeting of the California Military Institute Charter School. We are recessing the meeting. Is this a vote item? No vote. Okay, we're recessing the meeting at 5:07 p.m. So we'll go to call to order. 2.1, at this time, I'm going to call the California Military Institute regular board meeting to order at 5:07 p.m. Quick. Oh, well, it was 1:07 when I looked up. Okay. Oh, I thought the other one was 6. Okay, 5:08 p.m. Okay. At this time, I'm going to ask for a roll call to determine a quorum. How did I get out? Okay. Still on 1. It's still on 1. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So at this time, I'm going to ask for a roll call to determine the quorum. First is Trustee Nellison,
Here.
Trustee Campos. Here. Trustee Garcia,
Here.
Trustee Vallejo,
Here.
and myself, Trustee Stafford, here. We have established a quorum. And now we'll go to, do we need to vote? No vote? Okay. We'll go to 3.1, which is invitation to address the Board of Trustees on closed session items only.
No cards this evening, Mr. Stafford.
No cards? Okay. We're going to go to 4.1, which is adjourn the closed session. Do I have a motion to adjourn the closed session?
So moved.
Trustee Nellison? Second. Trustee Campos? No, oh, it's Garcia. Okay, I'm not looking up there. Okay. You can vote electronically. We have 5 in favor, 0 opposed. We are adjourning to closed session at 5:10 p.m.
We'll try to be quick for you.
Okay, we're going to go back to, we're going to reconvene and we'll go to item 5.1. Reconvening the regular board meeting of the California Military Institute is reconvening at 5:24. We'll go now to 6.1, revision, adoption, ordering of agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Trustee Garcia.
Second.
Trustee Nellison. You can vote electronically. We have 5 in favor with none opposed on 6.1. We'll go now to 7.1, report out of closed session.
We do have one report out of closed session. In closed session, the Charter Board took action to dismiss certificated employee number 240822 by the vote of 5-0. That concludes the report out of closed session.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent Bennett. We'll go now to 7.2, CSEA President Rosa Galvin.
She's not here
She's not
this evening.
today? Okay. We'll move on to 7.3, CMITA President Angela Love Barons.
Angel's not here either
She's not here.
this evening.
Oh, and Angel, okay. Go to 7.4, which is principals update.
I don't think we have an administrator here from CMI, so we'll continue to move on.
Summertime.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people vacationing.
Okay. We'll go to 8.1, which is the invitation to address the Board of Trustees on non-agendized items.
No items this evening.
No items, okay. We'll go now to 9.1, which is the consent calendar. Consent calendar approval of consent calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve the items listed under the consent calendar?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Vallejo, Trustee Nellison, any questions, concerns? You can vote electronically. Okay. 9.1 passes 5 in favor with none opposed. We'll go now to written reports. Let's put this. Our May 2023 monthly suspension report. It's an information item. Our next thing is an action item. 11.1, personnel, certificated personnel action items. Do I have a motion to ratify and/or approve the certificated personnel action items?
Moved.
Okay, Trustee Campos, Trustee Vallejo. Any discussion, concerns? Okay, you can vote electronically. (11.1) passes, 5 in favor, none opposed. 11.2 is personnel, classified personnel action items. Do I have a motion to ratify and approve the classified personnel action items?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. Who was that, Trustee Garcia? Okay. Okay. Any discussion, concerns? You can vote electronically. (11.2) is 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 11.3 is personnel, approval of the tentative agreement between the California Military Institute and the California Military Institute Teachers Association regarding the 2023-24 reopening negotiations. Do I have a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the California Military Institute and the California Military Institute's Teachers Association regarding the 2023-24 reopener negotiations?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Campos, Trustee Garcia. 11.3, you can vote on electronically. (11.3) is 5 in favor with none opposed. 11.4 is curriculum, resolution number 222-23, resolution of the California Military Institute authorizing absences or participation in a religious exercise or receive moral and religious instruction for school year 2023-24, no fiscal impact. Do I have a motion to adopt 2022 2-22-23? Sorry about that. Resolution of the California Military Institute's authorization absences for participation in religious exercises or to receive moral and religious instruction for school year 2023-24. Okay. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Is that Trustee Campos? Okay. Campos. You can vote electronically. Any discussion, any concerns? Okay. (11.4) passes with 5 in favor, none opposed. 11.5 is curriculum, local control accountability plan, and annual update for the California Military Institute for 2023-24. Do I have a motion to approve the local control and accountability plan and the annual update for the California Military Institute for 2023-24?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson.
Second.
Trustee Garcia. Any discussion, concerns, questions? You can vote electronically. Okay. We have 5 in favor with none opposed. 11.6, curriculum. Spanish textbook adoption funded through local lottery funds and the Charter General Fund at a total cost not to exceed $200,000 over 2 fiscal years. Do I have a motion to adopt the Vista Higher Learning textbooks listed?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Vallejo, Trustee Nelson. Any discussion, questions, concerns? Yes. Okay.
I just
That's the PO that's open, I believe, Candace, right, for 200,000? This is just for
Well, th-
CMI.
This is just CMI textbooks.
Okay,
So they know how many sections approximately they offer, so they,
okay. That's not the whole district. You'll see it again for the district, a lot more. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can vote electronically. We have 5 in favor with none opposed. 11.7 is business, adoption of the 2023-24 California Military Institute budget. Do I have a motion to adopt the 2023-24 budget for the California Military Institute?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Garcia. Is there any discussion, concerns, questions? Okay, you can vote electronically. $11.7 passes 5 in favor with none opposed. 11.8 is business, authorization for purchase orders above $50,000 for June 2023. Do I have a motion to authorize the purchase orders above $50,000 as presented for the month of June 2023?
So moved.
That was Trustee Nelson, Trustee Vallejo. Any discussion, questions, concerns? You can vote electronically. We have 5 in favor with 0, none opposed. We'll move now to 12.1, other items by the superintendent.
I just want to congratulate CMI. They had a wonderful graduation over at Paris High. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the weather was perfect. We didn't have anybody pass out, so that was a great thing. With some of the years, 2 o'clock could be pretty tough out there. But they did a great job, and, you know, again, congratulate them on their graduation rate being 100%. So that would conclude my report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. We'll move now to other items by the Board of Trustees. We'll start with Trustee Nelson.
Nothing for me today, thank you.
Okay. Trustee Campos.
I just kind of want to mirror what Superintendent Bennett said. I did the graduation, all those involved in the production of it and having everything out there was excellent, and also the putting together of the awards prior to that. It was great to see so many kids graduating with, you know, the biliteracy seals and all the different things that were going on. It was really cool. It's my first one, obviously, so I was very impressed and pleased with the way that it was done. I would like us to see us get a better sound system in the gym, but at the same time, everything went well for all occasions.
Okay. Thank you, Trustee Campos. Trustee Garcia.
I want to say congratulations to all of our graduates, and I do apologize for not being in attendance. I had a loss of a family member, so I was out of state, so I do apologize. I had every intention of attending. I do want to piggyback with Mr. Campos, though. I really would like to see a better sound system for our students over there. But otherwise, you guys are doing a fantastic job, and keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Garcia. Trustee Vallejo.
Yeah, I also want to congratulate the staff and the teachers because 100% graduation rate, that's a really big accomplishment that we should be celebrating. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to the students. I also apologize for not attending. I was feeling a little under the weather that day, but I'm very proud of them, and I hope you guys have a good summer.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Vallejo. I was able to make it to the graduation, and it was a well-timed and really went off very smoothly. Mr. Milosevic really got us with some of the quotes from the students that he was able to talk about. And I want to thank CMI and all their staff. And they sent, they sent us this nice picture of their, you know, we like to see ourselves sometimes. So they sent us this nice picture that I've never gotten one like this. So
And what they did on that, Tony, Mr. Stafford, there's little ducks in there, plastic ducks. What the
Yeah.
kids were doing, they shook the principal's hand, they handed a plastic duck to him. So he ended up with like 110 little plastic ducks. So they took them and put them in these frames with the thing.
It's very nice. I always take terrible pictures, but I still like to see them, so. Okay. So that's all I have. I hope that our students are moving on to better, bigger and better things, and we'll look forward to hearing from them. We'll move now to adjournment for 14.1. Do I have a motion to adjourn the regular meeting of the California Military Institute? Trustee Garcia,
Second.
Trustee Nelson. You can vote electronically unless you have any concerns or comments. After a vote being taken, it comes to 5 in favor, 0 opposed. The meeting of the California Military Institute is adjourned at 5:38 p.m. Okay, we're going to switch back over to our regular board meeting. And join. Everybody can join. Anna, do we have everybody? No? Okay. So the regular board meeting of the Parish Union High School District is reconvening at 5:39 p.m. We'll start with 8.1, revision, adoption, ordering of agenda for June 21st, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? Trustee
Second.
Campos? Oh, that was Garcia? Yes. So, okay. Sorry about that. And the second was Trustee Nelson? Okay. Any discussion, concerns? Okay, can you vote electronically? So we have 8.1 passes, 5 in favor with 0 opposed. We'll go now to oral reports. 9.1, report out of closed session.
We have one item to report out of closed session. In closed session, the board took action to adopt the Commission on Professional Competencies decision in OAH case number 20220800699 by the vote of 540 against.
Okay.
And that concludes my report out of closed session.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. We'll go now to 9.2, district update by the superintendent.
Just have a few things, but we want to recognize some people this evening. We didn't get to do a big event for them, but we had a couple of smaller ones. But we want to make sure we're recognizing our people that are retiring this year that have done such great things in our district and helping our students and our families be successful. So the first retiree I'd like to have step up is Cipriano Armijo. Cippy. And Maribel Escobar is going to have you a little word for him and just talk a little bit about Sippy. I'm going to call him Sippy. They put Mr. Armijo. I know him as Sippy. Sippy has taught math and economics at Paloma Valley High School. Before that, he was at Pinacati Middle School. He's been in the district 21 years altogether. He was also the foundational person to start the lacrosse program at Paloma Valley High School, the first one in the district. And he coached the boys lacrosse team since its inception. He built the program from nothing into a CIF playoff team. Sippy, we wanted to say thank you for your service to our district and best of luck in retirement.
Thank you.
Maribel, did you want to get pictures? Is that what you want to do? Sippy, come back up. You can go down, Tony, and take pictures. All of you, if you want to. Yeah,
So, I'm fine.
right in front, Sippy.
Again, pictures are great.
Yeah. Mr. Bennett, would you like to get a picture?
No, I'll just stay here so I can do my reading.
Okay, yes, sir.
I'll photobomb.
I'm sure you will. Okay, I'm a little short, but I'm gonna stand right here. And I'm gonna get Mr. Bennett in here. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, Sippy.
Is there gonna be, do you wanna stay?
We have like 6 if
Do
you
you
want.
wanna stay, because there's gonna be more.
Our next retiree I'd like to have come up is Elliot Hayes from IT Department. Elliot started in the district on March 15, 2004. And written about Elliot is, no job description could adequately cover what Elliot does with his patience and kindness as he supports PUHSD staff. Elliot knows that we are a tech support business, but more importantly, he knows that we are a people business. I have seen firsthand how Elliot's patience has lifted up staff and the value that he brings to our tech team in the PUHSD. Words cannot accurately describe the immediate and lasting effect Elliot has on the culture at the PUHD, and he will be missed. Good luck to you in the future, Elliot. Thank you for what you've done. Next up, Carmen Herrera. Mrs. Herrera has been a huge part of the Paris Union High School District family for many years. She began her employment with the district as a substitute in 2008 and was ultimately hired into a permanent custodial position in 2018. She took her job of caring for the campus with utmost seriousness. The teachers on her route loved the extra care and time she would put into making their wing feel like a home. Ms. Herrera, we thank you for your service and good luck in your retirement. Next up is Kelly Malaby from Paloma Valley High School. Kelly has taught photography at Paloma Valley High School for 20 years. She built the program and transitioned it from a traditional photography to a digital photography course using state-of-the-art equipment and technology. Ms. Malaby enjoys sharing her own photography of her overseas trips with students and staff and will now have more time to pursue that work. We look forward to seeing her photographs of far-off places. Ms. Malaby, thank you again for your service to our district. I don't think Mike McGregor was able to make it. He's retiring from Paloma Valley. Also was a science teacher down there, and PE teacher and cross-country coach. Next up is Felina Rowe. Felina began her career in 2000 as a clerical substitute for the Paris Union High School District. In 2001, Felina was hired at Paris High School as the senior clerk in the attendance office. Who hired you, Felina? Oh, that's... Felina became the attendance technician and a health aide. Felina has been a reliable person, committed team player, always working and staying on task and doing her best to meet deadlines. Felina enjoyed working with parents, students, coworkers, and teachers. Felina feels privileged to be part of the district's endeavor to help young people reach their potential and grateful that she was given the opportunity. She has watched many students who have come through Paris High become teachers, substitutes, successful members of the community and district. One example is Bevy Escobar, our school nurse, and she has truly enjoyed the time in the Paris Union High School District and getting to know so many people. Thank you for all your work, Felina. We really appreciate your help. Another one I don't think could make it this evening, Viviana Stankus. She's an English teacher down at Paloma Valley. She joined the district 2005, and she's retiring at the end of the year, so we wish her the best of luck. And our final one this evening is Marvin Williams. A.K. Coach Marv joined the Paris Union High School District January 25th, 1983. Served in the district as a campus supervisor for over 40 years. Marvin graduated from Paris High in 1977. As a student, he played basketball and was on the only PUHS basketball championship team. He continued his basketball endeavors at Southwest Baptist College in Missouri. Education always been an important part of his life. After college, he played overseas for the USA basketball team. He even had an opportunity to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Marvin returned to Paris in 1983 as a campus supervisor and began coaching the boys' basketball team as an assistant. In 1986, he became the girls' head basketball coach. In 2017, he took over the boys' program to help them out. He has led the boys and girls to several league championships and CIF runner-ups. He has helped several of his players to receive scholarships to Division I schools, and he encouraged them to have strong academic achievement while in high school in order to succeed at the college level. Now, Marvin had a hat, it was an awesome hat, that had all the places that he had sent kids to play basketball. And it's amazing what he's been able to do. Marvin has been a pillar of the Paris High School as well as a strong figure in the Paris community. I just want to, I shared a couple stories. They had a little retirement thing for him a couple weeks ago. But I forgot to tell the story, one of my favorite ones. I was principal at Paris High, and Marvin and I were out on the football field after the game, and we never let parents come on the field after the game's over. Some schools let them do that, and we didn't allow that. And Marvin and I stand there, the parents are yelling and screaming at us, and one parent goes, let's hop the fence, he can't get all of us. And Marvin just looked and said, but I'm going to get you. Nobody came over the fence. But I worked with Marv for over 30 years in the district, and I consider him a friend, and I just wish him well in retirement, and he's going to continue to coach basketball for Paris High, so we don't lose that. But he's done great work, and we wish him all the best. Thank you, Marvin. You guys can go sit down again. I'll continue going. The next thing, we have some rave awards this evening, and normally Mr. Skorpanish is doing it. So but we have a upgrade. We have Maribel Escobar,
Oh, thank you.
his Director of Human Resources here, that's going to hand out the rave award. So it's all yours, Maribel.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I'm short. Thank you, Superintendent Bennett. I appreciate that. So first, we want to call up Priscilla Minera. She's a senior clerk at Heritage High School, and she was nominated by Joshua Myers. Is she here today? No? Okay. So Priscilla does not look like she's here. Do you still want me to read out? No, right, because she's not here. Okay. So next we have, the next group of people are nominated by Joe Williams. Yes, you may come up, Mr. Williams. Okay, we have Tom Ashley and Robert Guzman. Yours, let me read out, or would you like to just, no.
I can read out.
That's
just speak
okay.
off the top of my head.
So I'm going to read it, and because we're going to keep it short.
This is my month.
It is.
These months
All
go
of
really
these
long
people are nominated by this man right here. So Tom and Robert use their institutional knowledge of the best ways to roll out the touchscreen 2-to-1 devices to all Pentecostal Middle School students. They took into account many procedural issues and, of course, focused on a student-centered approach. During the 2-day rollout, Tom and Robert were often found working between large groups and small groups of students, and also many times providing one-on-one help for students who needed more support. Thank you so much, Tom and Robert. We appreciate it.
We're gonna get a picture?
Yes, we're going to get a picture.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't know that I can get everybody, but yes, thank you, Mr. Nelson. I appreciate it. Oh, maybe this will. Okay. 1, 2. Thank you. Thank you. And again, nominated by Mr. Williams was Cynthia Medina, Martin Sigala, Jeff Palamadan, Josh Taus, Brandon Baker, Max Melgarejo. All technology technicians, are you all here?
Some, most.
Most, okay, let's see who's here. Tell me who's here.
So Jeff's here.
Jeff's here,
Martin's not here.
Martin is not, Josh is here. So Jeff,
Jeff's there. Tall.
Cynthia, obviously.
Cynthia, obviously. Obviously. Josh
Obvious.
is this side.
This Josh, I know Josh. And
Brandon.
Brandon's not here, yep,
No
and then
overtime for
Max.
Brandon.
And then Max. Okay, great. Well,
hang
thank
on,
you
don't
so
go
much.
yet.
No.
You guys-
Let's read, yes. So there are many behind-the-scenes processes that techs do beforehand to make sure device rollout days go out effortlessly. Some of the processes include physically moving all devices, basic prep of device and charger, charging up the Chromebooks, ensuring the operating system is updated, and making sure that each device is in the correct school's organizational unit to be managed. Then the techs need to plan location for each checkout station. anticipate the workflow bottlenecks, and anticipate any student account issues. On the day of the rollout, the techs need to quickly troubleshoot various issues, and what is relating is a seamless rollout of these devices. So thank you very much for making this rollout very seamless and great for the students. We appreciate it. So we'll take a picture. Thank you for coming. I think I have to go this way this time. Oh, thank you. Might get it better than me because I'm short. Ooh, she can. Elizabeth, there you go, right there. Peek in. Thank you so much. Okay, did you get yours? Okay, great. Thank you so much. And last group is Anna Fetzner, Xochitl Trujillo, yes, Adrian Bridges. If you can all come up, please. So Anna, Xochitl, and Adrian, let me hand you your certificates. Well, you want to hand them out while I read this. Technology is not just a responsibility of the tech department. There are many talented and thoughtful people who don't just let their job descriptions define them. For this rollout of the touchscreen 2-to-1 devices to all the Pinacati Middle School students, Adrian Bridges, Secretary to Maintenance and Operations, Anna Fetzner, Executive Assistant to the Superintendent, and Xochitl Trujillo, Administrative Assistant in the Technology Department, took time out of their busy schedules, out of their day-to-day responsibilities, and worked with the students to get them their new devices. Thank you so much for everything that you do, ladies. We appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. That concludes the waiver words. Thank you so much. Of course you may. Thank you.
If I could provide background, if it was missed on a project, mid-year, we had worked on some inventory, and eventually every student in the district will have a touchscreen 2-in-1 Chromebook. And so we're transitioning the whole district. So we were able to, work out some inventory and meet with the administration at Pinacati Middle School and say, do you think somewhere here mid-year we could swap out your students? And they're like, that's really going to be a big project. And I'm like, no, it isn't. It's not going to be a big project. These were the team members who did this project. And in 2-day time period, in one day they switched out all 7th grade, and then the next day they switched out 8th grade. And so we needed the tech coaches who had institutional memory of how things get done, the techs who provided the tech support and all the nuances of how you provision them, get them ready. And then we needed a team who helped us with the rollout, and that was Anna, Xochitl, and Adrian. So it was a great project for everybody to get together, because technology is not just my responsibility. Thank you.
Maribel, thank you for doing that, and all I'm going to say is Kirk who? I just wanted to embarrass her. She's turned red down there. Match her jacket. I only have a couple of other real short things. I just thought the graduations a couple weeks ago were awesome. Every school did a great job. They all have their own little nuances that are a little bit different, but they did a wonderful job, and the kids were happy. I always like Paris High. The families are so excited. The kids are so excited. And it's just really fun. And then, you go to Heritage, and they're doing the wedding march in, and so they all have kind of their own little things they do, but it was a great week, and the weather really cooperated with us those few days. And the last thing I have is just summer school first session started this week, so we have 2 weeks, and then they take a week off for 4th of July, then come back 2 more weeks. And that would conclude my report for this evening, Mr. Stafford.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett, and congratulations to all our recipients and our retirees. I know how it feels. So, if anybody wants to leave at this time, you can. We won't take offense, and we'll give you that opportunity.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
The
you.
retirees probably want to go because it's getting dark.
Okay. Adrian was, I worked in Adrian did, like, Okay. We're going to move on with the meeting now. Go to 9.2, 9.3. PSCA President Jason Miller.
Thank you. Congratulations to all the Rave Award winners and all the retirees. I want to thank the Cabinet for looking into a problem that has been ongoing at Paloma Valley. There have been some site administrative leadership problems at Paloma, and the Cabinet has recognized this and is working to get certain leadership practices back on track at Paloma. Without getting too lost in the weeds, there is a feeling amongst the staff, the PSCA site representatives, the PSCA Executive Board, and myself personally, that some Paloma leaders do not want to be at Paloma, and they are not particularly fond of the educators generally at Paloma. And we have some great educators at Paloma. The Cabinet has been responsive to working to change this, and they can fill you in on the specific details of the problems that I'm talking about. I will be honest, I hate getting up here and talking about negative things, but PSCA's patience is wearing thin with some of the site administrators at Paloma Valley High School. I would rather be talking about successes, and you should know this about me. I do not go looking for problems, nor do I go looking for a fight. I just want stuff fixed. That is why I'm super glad that the Cabinet is working on this. Okay, I don't want to dwell on it. So let me shift to where some great leadership has occurred this year at some of the site levels that I saw. What happens at the schools is what happens for PSCA. At Paloma, you actually have other leaders that are really connected to students and staff, and I think there's real room for growth there. Also, I had the opportunity in the last few months to be at Heritage a little bit more than I normally am, and Lindsay Chavez is doing a great job as principal at Heritage High School. You can feel the vibe and energy that she is connected to the staff. Just go around, talk to the staff, talk to the students, you can feel it. Almost every time I go there, I hardly ever see Lindsay in her office, and that's a good thing, because she's out connecting with the school. Also, it was reported to me, and I have seen this firsthand at Liberty, safety and accountability for students is no joke. I love that I can go to Liberty and feel like, wow, students are in their classes learning. And so that's a real tribute to the staff and administrators there. Erica's doing a great job on that front. I'm not saying this isn't happening or is happening at other sites, but at Liberty, again, you can really feel that, a real sense of safety when you walk on that campus. It is my hope that the upcoming school year will start strong for staff and students in the fall, as I have seen with these strong examples. Thank you for this time to speak.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Miller, PSCA President. Go now to 9.4, CSCA President Nathaniel Nash.
I don't see Nathaniel here this evening.
Today, okay. We'll go to 9.5, comments by the Board of Trustees. We'll start with Trustee Nelson.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. I just also wanted to echo the congratulations for all the Rave Award winners and retirees as well. Unfortunately, they all left. But I'm jealous of the retirees. I'd retire tomorrow if I could afford it, but that's not in my cards in the near future. But I also wanted to talk about all the graduations we had this not this week, but last week. The weather was really cooperating this time. We didn't have anybody dying of heat stroke and anything else of that nature. It was all very, very pleasant, and I thought the graduations went very well. And it's amazing that we can get through how many. Paloma Valley had like 758 kids or something like that, and we were through in about an hour and 40 minutes total. It was pretty crazy, and they've got that, and they've got it down to a T on getting those kids through. So we appreciate that, and I just want to say how well run those graduations are, and it was nice thing. That's what we're here for, right? Is to see that end goal, to get these kids to that part where they're graduating and going off and being either going to college or the military or going into the workforce, and we want them to be prepared for it, and that's the whole reason why we're here, and I really enjoy seeing that type of thing. So that would be it for me for this month.
Thank you, Trustee Nelson. Trustee Campos.
Well, yeah, obviously, congratulations to the Rave Award winners, the retirees, and also that thank you, Mr. Miller, for just being honest. You know what I mean? Thank you. We need to hear those things because I know for me, as a trustee, my goal is to try to improve where we need to improve. You know what I mean? Always maintain our strengths, but we'll never know what to improve or what to look at unless we know what's going on. And that way we can move things into action so that we can make sure that we're ensuring that there's the best staff available in situations for all the kids and staff members at the different schools that we service. Moving on to the graduations. So one of the things that was really, I mean, I went to a couple of them, didn't go to all, that's my goal next year. I didn't realize I had a crazy schedule planned prior to that, but my goal next year is to go to all of them. The one thing that really got me, so I'm gonna share a little personal. In high school, I wasn't the smartest and best decision maker, so I didn't walk across that stage. So for me to see that, it was the first time that I'd ever seen that. I obviously graduated from college, did all that, but high school I think was the most important one for me. That was the one that I think I probably had the most fun, which kind of led me to not be able to walk. I was late, you know, and so they kicked me out. Didn't make the best decisions. I was late 15 minutes. They said, hey, you can't walk. And so reliving it was really cool to see all the different smiles, all the different blings, watching the pictures and everybody, because I don't have not one of those pictures in my albums. And so for me, it was kind of special to see it because I was like, man, this is what they're like. And to see all the kids walking across with smiles, and if they didn't have a smile, Trustee Garcia would say, hey, smile, like this is your time. And then all of a sudden they would just beam. And so that was really, really cool for me to experience that. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of them next year. And just thank you to the principals who produced, you know, the environment that those kids were able to celebrate. And it was a great thing. I think they all worked out really well, at least the ones I went to. There was no issues and didn't hear of any issues. So thank you all for all that you do in concluding a year. And for me, it was only half a year, but I'm looking forward to starting from beginning to end to kind of see the beginning part of the school year opening up and seeing all the festivities, and then moving ahead and seeing the conclusion of it. And then thank you for sending me all the calendar schedules, because now it's like, hey, I got to go to that. So I'm planning. So thank you very much for all that you guys do, and especially the people who are behind the scenes. I know at the graduations, everybody's looking at, you know, the beautiful things, and everybody did that. You know what I mean? Someone had to do the balloons, someone had to do the staging. And so thank Hector, anybody else who was a part of that. Thank you for law enforcement for being there, for making sure that we were safe. And I happened to see one of my former middle school students who's a sergeant in Menifee at the Paloma graduation, gave him a shout out, so that was kind of cool. Anyways, that's it. Thank you all, and I hope you enjoy your summer after this night is over.
Okay. Thank you, Trustee Campos. Trustee Garcia.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody. It's been an amazing year, but at the same time, it's been a roller coaster for a lot of us. I want to thank the retirees. Without them, I don't know where we would all be. Like, seriously, everybody being here collectively, you're doing such an amazing job. And the results that we're producing, we're talking about the results right now, the graduation rates, excellent job. Everyone who got the Rave Awards, well-deserved. Another thing I like is how we're like-minded. You know, I was about to give a shout-out to my buddy Magdalena over here. Special shout-out. But we're all on the same page. We're seeing things, we're recognizing things, and acknowledging everyone. And we don't want to leave anybody out. So if you ever think we're leaving you out, talk to us, you know, because we want to see everything. We want to see what you do, because we want to be a part of everything. You know, that's the culture, being a part of everything and producing the best success rates for our kids. Again, I apologize that I wasn't able to make it to all the graduations. You know, I had a loss in the family, but I will be there. As often as I can and as much as I can, I'll be there for you and the students. That's what we're here for. And lastly, thank you all again. You're amazing people. Oh, and thank you to those who reached out to me, by the way, while I was out. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Trustee Vallejo.
I also want to echo with what all my board members have said. Congratulations to all the retirees and and Rave Award winners. You guys are all wonderful, amazing people, and it's great that we have people like that that really inspire all of us. All the graduations that I went to were amazing. They were fun. I personally really like doing it. I love shaking almost every kid's hand, and they'll probably forget, but I actually like it. I think it's very inspiring as to why that I'm here. Also, want to thank all the staff and take a break. You guys deserve it. Like, it's, it's been a tough year. If you guys have those vacation days, please use them because we need to refresh for the next school year. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Trustee Vallejo. Myself, I was able to attend the graduations along with Dave, and the weather saved me. It really did. As usual, they were great. Hector, your team did a great job. We felt welcome every school we went to, and of course I really enjoyed these for some reason, maybe because I wasn't burning alive, but there was one, and it was indoors, and it was PALS, and it was very emotional for me. So I just I've done this for quite a few years, and I really try to hold back some of the emotions, but you see, year after year, it gets you. So thank you for letting me serve. Okay. So with that, we're going to continue. Okay. We'll go to 10.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees on non-agendized items.
No takers.
No takers, okay. We'll go now to 11.1, which is the consent calendar, approval of consent calendar items. Do I have a motion to approve the items listed under the consent calendar?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. Second, Trustee Vallejo. Do we have any questions, concerns? Okay, you can vote electronically. Consent calendar passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. Hopefully that gets us off to a good start. So a lot of new stuff there. Oral reports continued. We're going to go to 12.1, novel committee update. The novel committee will do a presentation.
That will be Ms. Zerold and Dr. McNair.
Oh, okay. Am I saying that right?
Well, good evening, President Stafford, School Board, Superintendent Bennett, and Cabinet. Julie and I are really excited to present to you all this information item. I know that I presented to you all in May, a full equity presentation, and we did link it at the end of this presentation if you wanted to go back and look at it. We aren't going to review any of those slides tonight, but we are going to kind of go through the process with you and then discuss next steps and then be able to address any questions that you have tonight.
All right, just a quick, real overview of how the committee was made up. We did have people from each of the school sites, and we are right now just working on high school novels. So we do have middle school also in the works, but they're just starting the process. So we had teams from each of the schools that covered all of the grade levels so that we had representation from each school and each grade level. We wanted to make sure that when we were getting feedback, it was coming from the entire department from all grade levels. So this is just a list of the committee members. This is kind of the timeline. This actually lines up with the binders that you have in front of you. So each of those boxes is actually connected to each of those tabs in your binder. So when you go through your binder, it'll kind of talk you through each of those steps. But in August, we sent out emails to get the department ready to send committee members. And so we requested those committee members so that we could have our first meeting in November. At that first meeting in November, we went over all the current novels that we have, and then we talked about what novels the teachers wanted to recommend to review. So at that meeting, we also collected different titles that the teachers wanted to review, and then we ordered copies for each of the sites to review those novels. So you'll see that they requested over 50 novels to review, and so each site had those novels for each of their grade levels to read. And so they took from December to March, to read those novels so that they were well prepared to come back and have a conversation. So obviously they didn't read all 50 novels at each of the people that represented the department, but they did take those novels back to their departments, divide them up, ask for feedback so that it would be impossible for everybody to read all 50 novels, but that way that they could provide feedback from each of the novels that they read. And then when we met in April, or prior to our next meeting, we sent out the scorecard, which we talked about at the last board meeting, was the scorecard for the novels to be evaluated. We sent that out to all the departments, and they filled out one scorecard per novel for their whole team. So we didn't get feedback from every department member for every novel. They came together as a grade level team, looked at the novel, went through and did the scorecard together as a grade level team. So the 9th grade team would review these 5 novels, and then they would go through the scorecard for each novel. So then when we came back and met in May, this is when we looked at in April, we looked at the recommendations from the school sites, and then they also voted from their departments. After we had that committee meeting, we took recommendations back to the departments based on how those connected to each of the grade level standards and the units. On the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about how we arranged those with the different standards and the grade levels. And then our last meeting was in May when they did the final vote and made recommendations, which you'll see are the final recommendations for the novels for each of the grade levels. So this is kind of the process that we went through when we were looking at the novels. This is just an example. So we did this with each of the grade levels, as well as each of the units in those grade levels. So we looked at where a certain novel would fit within the standards and what particular unit it would actually line up with. And I believe we talked about this at the equity presentation, but we also have recommendations so that for each of those units, there's not just one novel recommendation. There's either 3 or 4 novel recommendations. So if there's a reason why a parent might not want a student to read a particular novel, they can opt out of reading that novel. And there's other novels that we have recommended for that particular unit. We really worked with the teachers to talk about how they would include multiple novels for a particular unit if there was any reason why a parent didn't want a particular novel to be read by their student. There was options so that they wouldn't feel left out and they wouldn't be, kind of isolated or anybody would really know. It would be really an opportunity so that they could read different novels. We talked about literary circles, which is kind of a strategy where all students in a class might be given a different novel or groups of different novels. So you might have 3 different groups all reading different novels, but focused on the same standard. So it actually brings a lot of different perspective too, where kids can talk about different lenses based on the novel that they read. So we really went in detail with each of the grade levels to make sure that it was connected to the standards and how it aligned with each of the units. And then Cassandra's gonna talk about the next steps for us.
All right, so the other part that we don't want to leave out is our parents and our parent voice. And so in August, we will be forming a parent committee so that, because there's a few things that we need to do. As I said in my presentation in May, the ethnic studies timeline, it kind of runs parallel to this. And so we thought that it would be a great idea for us to solicit the voices of our parents. And so there will be a parent application process, and Ed Services will be reviewing those applications to see, to ensure that we have a variety of parents with a variety of experience, with a variety of opinions. And we want to ensure that it's not a polarized group of parents. And so we want to include everyone in that formation. And so in August, we're proposing to put that committee together, getting those applications and the word out once school begins, because we know over the summer parents don't read email. They're not really interested in dialers and all of those things. And so we will start back in August to solicit their feedback. And then in September, we will have, just like the superintendent's listening session that we did for students, We will reconvene that group, of course, with permission slips, because it'll be more focused towards looking at not just the novels, but we would like to build capacity in that group of students and parents so that they're able to review both the novels as well as the ethnic studies curriculum. We think that it's important that as we're building capacity, not just with our staff members, but that we're looking to our parents to see what do they need, what questions do they have, and how can we best address their questions, their concerns as they are navigating high school life. Being a parent of a now senior, I do understand that it's difficult when you're trying to look over, like, what are they reading, what are they doing, where are they going? And so just kind of bringing that parent lens into this conversation. Even thinking about the last slide when we were talking about literature circles and literary circles, my daughter was in a class where there were 3 and 4 novels given, and they were able to choose, and it provided a great experience for her. And so just watching that, we're trying to ensure that we're bringing that same experience to our students as we're reviewing the novels. And so we'll do that in September. We'll also attend the RCOE Excellence Through Equity Conference if parents are available. We would love to take a few parents from the committee to that conference. And then also, I will be sending the invitation out to you all as well to attend the Excellence Through Equity Conference that Riverside County Office of Education puts on. Because again, it provides a holistic view and just a variety of viewpoints. Then on October, we would love to either have a board study session, or we could come back to the board at the October board meeting to present what we've been working on up until that point. And then Riverside County Office of Education is thinking about having a student equity one-day conference. And so they said they would keep me posted, because I think that that's also an awesome way to get our students from this committee involved in what's happening across the 23 districts in our county. Then in November, we're hoping to switch gears from the novels to the ethnic studies course, just as we described on the timeline, where the parents would and the students would start engaging in some of the course materials. And then in December, again, either the board study session or board presentation. And then in January, we would go back to the committees to say, yes, this is what our educational partners are saying about the novels. This is what our educational partners are saying about ethnic studies, and then make any revisions from there. And the next slide.
And then just real quick, what you also
Presents.
have, we have brought presents for you all. You each have a box in front of your name, and it has all 23 novels that we're recommending. You can either take the whole box home with you for the summer, or you can pick and choose a few copies. We just ask that when you're done with them, that you bring them back. And we hope you pick out a couple to check out over the summer. And then in your binders, you also have those summaries that we talked about at the last board meeting. For each of the novels, there's a summary about the author as well as about the actual novel, and then what groups are, as characters, are in the novel. So that gives you kind of a good summary.
And then the other thing that's in that same packet with all the novels is a summary of the most utilized novels that our teachers are using. So we didn't summarize all of the novels that we currently have adopted in our district, because that's well over 100 novels. And so they surveyed the teachers to find out which ones are the most utilized, and those are the summaries that you have. So you have those summaries in addition to the new novel summaries.
Yep.
Questions for us?
Actually, it's more of a comment. I know you're getting everybody's buy-in, and I really value that a lot. But can you do me a favor and reach out to both the unions and get their buy-in as well, please? Because I know the teachers have a lot to say, a lot.
So a part of the Equity and the Ethnic Studies Committee, both of the unions are present. The union president, Nathaniel Nash, is a part of the Ethnic Studies and Equity Committee. And the representative for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion from the Union Executive Board is a part of that committee. You're welcome.
I had, so I was in, so are you done with the presentation on this? Because I don't know if there's certain things. Okay, so I was looking at the scorecard. There are a couple concerns that kind of came up, but number one, I wanted to thank you for the parental engagement piece. I think that's really important to kick off the year knowing, hey, this is, what's coming out, and that the parents have the opportunity to review and take a look and ask questions about the different novels that are there. So, when I was looking at this, a couple of I mean, I know I mentioned it last time, this was probably already done. I personally, if we can move away from the Latinx thing or Latinx, just, I mean, if you're gonna do that, go Latin AOX, just because, I mean, I don't see any other people group that's referenced with an X, and just, if that could be done, I would greatly appreciate that. I did notice a lot of the questioning around kind of the different things had a lot to do with sexuality. Is that something that I guess is a big concern or topic that kids are talking about? I just noticed that a lot of the information here is asking about their sexuality, the preferences. For example, you know, the author of the novel is a man, a woman, or non-binary, LGBTQIA. I just don't know if there's a specific reason or survey on as to where that topic is constantly being referenced.
I would just say we're looking for representation of both male and female authors for sure, because if you remember in that slide from the previous presentation, our current novels are mostly male authors with not a lot of diversity, and so when they're asking about the male, female, non-binary, and LGBT, I think they're just trying to get a diverse background as far as the authors that we're looking at versus all one particular area like we had before.
Now, in terms of, so that being said, in terms of the author, do they write, and so I guess if I'm gonna read a book about sports, I really don't care if it's male, female, you know, non-binary, whatever, if they're talking about sports. So what I don't know is in doing so, is there a tend to put a slant on a particular lifestyle or not? Because obviously, anybody can write about pretty much any topic, should they choose to, if that's their thing. But I just want to make sure that we're not getting into something where, you know, we're picking a particular author because they only write on a specific subject. Now, I'm okay with, you know, discussing a specific subject. I just don't want a bombardment, because it seems like there seems to be a lot of bombardment, and there's, you know, throughout the state, there's all kinds of backlash on different things, agendas being pushed. And I just want to make sure that we're not leaning or pushing one thing over the other, and we're just basically looking at, I mean, a good novel is a good novel, regardless of the person's sexuality or gender in that sense. And obviously, you know, I think there's plenty of good material out there. I'm not an avid reader, so I don't know if, you know, what's out there, but I'm hoping that the people involved in the process are filtering through it and just not, I don't want to get caught up in a local school district. There was a play that was read that was very graphic. And I know some of the information that was sent via email was flagged by the district's email because it was vulgar. And it wouldn't be allowed to be sent through to the recipient because of the language that was involved, yet it was a reading assignment. And, you know, I want to avoid that if at all possible, and to make sure that, you know, the language is appropriate. And I know nowadays it seems that it's very difficult to go to a movie or hear a song that is not, you know, explicit, you know, with some kind of so hopefully we're kind of navigating around that, and I hope there's tons of content for that.
For sure. I know as we discussed, Mr. Campos, before, is that we're very careful to ensure that we are not pushing one side or the next. You know, we're not a political organization. We are an educational institution, and so we want to ensure that we follow all of the laws and the board policies that we have established, and just to, in Mr. Garcia's words, be fair. It's our goal.
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to say, I like how careful you guys are, because I know this is a very sensitive topic to a lot of folks, and some people will try to make it somewhere. But no, actually, I like how fair you guys are. Like, you guys are so careful, and you guys want to see everybody's point of view, that's the whole point, is to be fair. And I completely agree. Actually, see how you guys are very careful, and you guys really want to just do it for the education, which is what we deserve. So I really appreciate it. I always like your presentations. I think they're great. They're very detailed, and it makes me understand more. And I will definitely be getting some books. So
For sure.
I don't know how many books I can read.
You don't have to take them all. Just
I'll
take
be
one or two.
honest. Okay. I just have a question on something. Mr. Campbell said Latin X. What does that mean? I guess I'm behind. I'm old. Something. And I'm part Latino.
So there's long history. I don't know if we have enough time to go into all of the history, but just know that there's been a lot of conversations with Cabinet regarding the use of Latinx, and we are actually going to take on the suggestion from Mr. Campos by ensuring that we're identifying the Latinas, the Latinos, and then those that identify as Latinx, which is basically like a non-binary gender.
Oh.
So we know the A is for the female, the O is for males, and then the X are for either non-binary, but it can mean many different things. And so that's why they just identify with the X.
Okay.
But I can tell you that there are many of Latinos that basically they despise the term Latinx. And so we want to, in the way of being fair, just ensure that we are representing all people and not just one community.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Julie, would you be able to share information that you sent out the other day? Is that okay?
Not yet.
Not yet. Never mind.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. We'll look forward to hearing more from you and read some books. Okay. We're going to move on now to written reports. We're on information item. 13.1 is discipline, May 2023 monthly suspension report. Now we go to the action items. We go to 14.1, general functions, resolution number 4522-23, trustee compensation for missing meeting for trustee Garcia. So he'll be stepping out for a minute.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
right in here. Trustee Nelson has the motion. Trustee Campos has the second. Any discussion, concerns? You can vote electronically. Do we vote? Yeah, we vote on this. We have 4 in favor with 1 abstained. We'll go down to 14.2. Can bring Trustee Garcia back in. 14.2 is personnel, certificated personnel action items. Do I have a motion to ratify and/or approve the certificated personnel action items?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Vallejo. Any discussion, concerns? Please vote electronically. We 14.2 goes 5 in favor, with 0 opposed. 14.3 is personnel, is classified personnel action items. Do I have a motion to ratify and/or approve the classified personnel action items? Trustee Garcia,
Second.
Trustee Campos. Any questions, concerns, discussion? You can vote electronically. We have 5 in favor with 0 opposed on 14.3. 14.4 is personnel, revised job description, athletic director / dean, and salary placement. Do I have a motion to approve the revised job description, athletic director / dean, and salary placement as presented?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. Trustee Campos. Okay. Any questions, concerns, discussion? If not, you can vote electronically. Not moving.
Is anybody else getting it?
I didn't get it.
There it goes. Just took a while.
14.4 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 14.5 is personnel, revised workdays and salary for program specialist position. Do I have a motion to approve the revised workdays and salary for the program specialist position as presented? Is there any discussion?
I think we have to have a motion first.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
make
sorry.
the motion.
Second.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Vallejo, any discussion, concerns, questions? If not, you can vote electronically. We have 5 in favor with none opposed on 14.5. 14.6, personnel, revised workdays for physical therapists and occupational therapist positions. Do I have a motion to approve the revised workdays for physical therapists and occupational therapist positions as presented? Trustee Garcia?
Second.
Trustee Nelson? Yeah. Yeah. Any questions, discussion? If not, please vote electronically. .6 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 14.7, personnel, approval of the tentative agreement between the Paris Union High School District and the Paris Secondary Educators Association regarding the 2023-24 reopeners. Do I have a motion to approve the tentative agreement between the Paris Union High School District and the Paris Secondary Educators Association regarding the 2023-24 reopeners?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Vallejo. Any discussion, questions, concerns? If not, you can vote electronically. .7 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 14.8, personnel, approval of memorandum of understanding between the Paris Union High School District and the California School Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley, number 469, regarding the 2022-23 compensation study, final implementation. Do I have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Paris Union High School District and the California School of Employees Association and its chapter, Paris Valley 469, regarding the 2022-23 compensation study, final implementation? Trustee Garcia.
Okay. Mr. Campos. Is the
Mr.
second.
Campos, okay. Any discussion, questions, concerns? If not, you can vote electronically. We're waiting on just one vote. Okay. We have 5 in favor with 0 opposed. The next item is 4.9, personnel, approval of the variable term waiver request for preliminary administrative services credential. Do I have a motion to approve the variable term waiver request for Antoinette Miles? Trustee Garcia with the
Second.
motion. Second is Trustee Nelson, okay. Any questions, concerns? If not, please vote electronically. Fourteen, 14.9 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 1410, curriculum resolution number 3322-23, resolution of the Paris Union High School District authorizing absences for participation in the religious exercises or to receive moral and religious instruction for school year 2023-24. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution 3322-23, resolution of the Paris Union High School District for authorizing absences for participation in religious exercises or to receive moral and religious instruction for school year 2023-24?
Second.
Trustee Garcia, Trustee Campos. Any questions, concerns? If not, vote electronically, please. (1410) passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 1411 is curriculum, local control accountability plan, and annual update for the 2023-24. Do I have a motion to approve the local control and accountability plan for the annual update for 2023-24?
So moved.
Trustee Vallejo, Trustee Garcia. Any questions, concerns, discussion? We don't want the whole presentation again? We can? Oh, okay.
I'll save you that 5 minutes, we'll just say nothing.
Okay. You can go ahead and vote. Okay.
This is Diane's best presentation forever.
It's a good one. So we have 5 in favor with none opposed. Okay. 14.12, curriculum, Spanish textbook adoption, funded through the Lottery Fund and General Fund at a total cost not to exceed $485,000 over 2 years. Do I have the motion to adopt the Vista Higher Learning textbook listed?
Second.
Trustee Garcia and Trustee Nelson. Concerns, questions, discussion? If not, you can vote electronically. (1412), 5 in favor, 0 opposed. We'll go now to 14.13, building and grounds. Ratification of the awards and award of contracts to the lowest responsive and responsible bidders for the 5 categories for the Liberty High School restroom project. Bid number 051823, funded through the various facilities funds in the amount of $1,770,000, not the general fund. Do I have a motion to ratify the award of contracts to the lowest responsive and responsible bidders for 5 categories for the Liberty High School restroom project, bid number 051823?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Vallejo. Any questions, concerns, discussion? Is there any more presentation of any kind on this?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. I'm just asking because I see Hector sitting there, so. Okay. No. I
A lot of stuff going downhill there.
yeah. You can vote electronically. Okay, 14.13, buildings and grounds passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 14.14, buildings and grounds change order number 167 for the addition of campus painting to the Parish High School completion phase project, funded through the various facilities funds at an amount not to exceed $477,000, not the general fund. Do I have a motion to approve the change order number 167 for the additional campus paving to the Paris High School completion project, phase project?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Campos?
Garcia was,
I'm not looking at you guys. Okay. I just try to go by how the voice sounds. Okay. So any questions, concerns? No? If none, you can vote electronically. .14 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. Next up is 14.15, Buildings and Grounds, adoption of the fee study justifying an increase in level statutory school facilities fees imposed on residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to the Education Code 17620 and the Government Code Section 65995, no fiscal impact. For the item number 1415, the governing board will now consider the data presented in the Paris Union High School District Developer Fee Justification Study. Candace, is that your line, Grant?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We have for you a very short, we heard you loud and clear, I think, during other comments by the trustees. Mr. Stafford brought this up last month, and you asked that this item be brought back. So here tonight, we're going to start with Gretchen Shipley, who you saw most recently also on a different item last month. She's an attorney with F3, or 3Fs. And she'll just have some brief legal background, and then Doug Floyd, who you've met in the past, will just do a very, very brief summary presentation, and of course, we're able to answer any questions that you have. And I would be remiss if I didn't introduce, Lynn Gruber from Copel and Gruber Public Finance, one of the partners of our special tax firm. So we are all here for you tonight if you need us.
Okay, thank you, Candace.
All right, good evening. I will try to keep it brief. Again, before Doug, he's their public finance consultant, before he does the deep dive on the numbers, I was just asked to provide a brief overview of what the issue is before you. And so the agenda item is to adopt a fee study that justifies an increase in a developer fee. So I'm going to provide a brief overview of what are we talking about? What is a developer fee? It is not a tax on the people of Paris Union High School District School Community or the City of Paris or all the cities that you encompass here. A developer fee is a fee paid by developers. That could be a commercial developer. It can be an individual building a residence, but it's not a tax on the people generally. So I'll walk through it a little bit. The way it works is that a fee is assessed on any new development within the district's boundaries, and that money goes back to your school facilities. And the rationale is any new development often creates new students, and so you need to expand your facilities. That is the intent of it, is that it is to upgrade your facility to account for more students. So for example, if someone's going to build an apartment building, you're likely to have more students. They pay a fee that is commensurate with the square footage to justify that money comes back to the school district for your facilities. Residential, it is not for all your homeowners and all your landowners. It would only come up if those people were going to build a new development themselves, or a new home, or they were going to build a structure that's over 500 square feet. And the way it works is just like any developer that goes to the city and pulls a permit, there's a number of fees they pay when they go. This is just, it looks very similar to that. It's a fee they pay, again, goes back to the really critically needed school facility upgrades and modernizations. So the way it works is that every other year, school districts approve a fee amount, and it's based on the square footage of what is being developed. And the developer pays it based on the size of their construction project. And again, there's very, very few tools a school district actually has to raise money for improving your facilities. So this is a very common practice in school districts throughout the state and in your area too. And that is where I think Doug is going to talk about the actual numbers that come into play. So was that clear? You might have more specific questions at the end, and I will hang out and listen to the next presentation, but I'm happy to answer any follow-up questions.
Thank you, Gretchen. Good evening, board members. As Gretchen alluded to, these fees are authorized to be adjusted by the State Allocation Board every other year. And the State Allocation Board looks at construction cost indexes to see what kind of inflation is creating additional costs for new construction. And they use that index to inform how much they will increase the maximum level 1 fee. And that maximum level 1 fee applies to school districts throughout the state of California. In order for each school district to adopt the increased fees, they must justify their needs through a fee justification study. At a prior board meeting, I kind of did a deep dive as far as the numbers and the key findings. I'm not going to do that now. We can get into detail if there's any questions, but I did want to reemphasize that report supports and justifies the fees that the school district can charge at the maximum amount approved by the State Allocation Board. One question that we wanted to address to the board is what other school districts in the area are charging in relation to the current fees that are charged by the Paris Union High School District. And so what we did is we surveyed all of the school districts in Riverside County, compiled the information, and that is summarized in the chart that you see displayed. What you'll see here are the school districts in Riverside County on the left-hand side, the fee level, which I'll get back to, the current residential fees that are being charged, as well as the current commercial fees that are being charged. One thing that I'd like the board to keep in mind is that when the State Allocation Board approves the maximum level 1 fee, they state it in terms for a unified school district. So the authorized amount for unified school districts is $4.79 for the residential fee, and 78 cents for the commercial fee. As a union school district sharing common jurisdiction with the feeder districts, so Romoland, Newview, Paris, and Menifee, the school districts are required to enter into a fee sharing agreement which specifies the split of the maximum school fee that can be charged. So the intent is that the combination of the school level 1 school fees charged by the two districts cannot exceed the $4.79. There's different allocations for Paris Elementary versus the other feeder districts because Paris only serves TK through 6th grade, whereas the other districts serve TK through 8. So what you'll see here, and let me kind of go back to the fee levels, is that most districts are actually charging the rates that were approved in 2022. There's only a few districts, and you'll see Banning Unified at the bottom, they're charging lower than the maximum authorized amount. I did look at their study, and it seems a possible reason is they don't have a lot of development in that area. But the vast majority of districts are charging the full maximum level 1 fee. School districts are also authorized, if they meet certain qualifications, to charge what we call level 2 fees. Level 2 fees are above and beyond the maximum statutory fee. So you'll see number 1 and 2, Newview Union School District is charging beyond their share of the level 1 fee, and they're charging $8.11. We're not proposing level 2. We're only proposing an increase of the level 1 fee. So currently, the district's charging $1.34 per square foot. If the item is approved tonight, that would increase to $1.34 per square foot. And then for the Paris Elementary is also charging level 2 at $5.89. Paris Union is collecting $1.63. If approved, that would move up to $1.92 per square foot. With that, I'll open it to any questions.
Do we have any questions, concerns, thoughts on it? Grant, any input would you like to make?
Well, we're just want to follow along with what's been happening throughout the county and all those school districts. You can see the numbers that are there. It makes sense, and we're just trying to make sure our district gets the fair share that we should be.
And this is a one-time fee, right?
To the
Per building?
Per building.
Yeah,
So
per building.
if a developer was to build a new home, that would be charged prior to receiving a building permit for that development.
And the commercial entities that are building, say, warehouses and all that, they pay into this at?
They do, at a lower rate. So you'll see that it's, if we're looking at the Paris residential fee, it's $1.14 for residential and 74 cents for 18 cents for the commercial fee.
Curious, why do they pay less? Because they're providing jobs, or?
The nexus or the connection between the impact that residential development has on the school district versus the commercial properties. Commercial is a lot less of an impact. There's more of an indirect impact to the school districts. That's really through, if you think about employment, new employment opportunities, create housing opportunities, and then, it therefore impacts the school districts.
Housing means kids.
Yeah.
Housing means kids directly.
So is it, we really can't project how much we're going to bring in on this, can we, at this point?
It's difficult because we don't have, there's so much development, it's hard to get a grasp of how that will absorb over time.
Okay.
Our study looks over a 10-year period. If we're looking at the next 2 years, we could probably have a reasonable projection, but when you go 10 years out, we know about how much potential development there is, but we don't know how that will absorb, and therefore how much the school district would collect each year.
Okay.
One of the things Hector and I did, just to answer that question, not for a 10-year projection, but we just very simply looked at what did we bring in last year in developer fees, and all I can tell you is the next year won't look exactly like this year, but that's really what we have to go on, and what is this increase? And so in terms of dollars to our district, if those things are true, is about $600,000 on an annual basis to build and maintain schools.
And then just one more question. The use of the money, you said expansion, but it can be used to maintain the facilities also, right?
In some circumstances, yes.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions or concerns, or where are we at? Do we need to? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Last time we had this dialogue, I was expressing our constituents that they have to burden this cost, and I get it. I've had plenty of conversations. I heard you guys. I understand, but I want to reiterate the cries from the community. We're overloading the community with extra taxes and fees and everything, and people are struggling. And I want everybody to be aware that we're aware, and it breaks my heart that we have to come here and talk about more money, more money. Inflation is insane. You guys know this, It affects people at different levels depending on how much you make. But I want you guys to know that I am hearing the community, and I am trying to be their voice because that's what we're elected to do. But it does hurt that we're always trying to implement more taxes on everybody. So that's my only concern.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia. Okay. Has the, so we're going to go back to, I think we don't have any more questions for you, but, so we'll go back to the agenda here. Has the district received any written comments on the fee study? And if so, have such comments been forwarded to and considered by all board members presented as included in the agenda materials for this meeting?
We received no comments from the outside.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bennett. If there were no written or oral comments, do I have a motion to adopt the fee study?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. I need a second, which I'll do. Trustee Stafford, second. Any further discussion? If not, you can vote electronically. Okay, 14.15 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. Thank you. I gotta do that. Okay, 14.16 is another building and grounds. This is to hold a public hearing regarding adoption of resolution number 4422-23 of the Board of Trustees of the Paris Union High School District approving an increase in level 1 statutory schools facility fees imposed on residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Education Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 65995. No fiscal impact. We're going to open the public hearing regarding this increase in level 1 statutory school fees as justified by the fee study is now open at 6:58 p.m. Koppel and Gruber Public Finance prepared a fee study detailing the findings required by the Government Code Section 66001 and 65995, which have already been adopted by the board. Has the district received any written comments regarding the resolution of the district's proposed fee increase? And if so, have such comments been forwarded to and considered by all board members present as included in the agenda's materials for this meeting?
Well, we've received no comments from the
No
public,
comments.
written comments.
Okay. If there are no written or oral comments, we're going to, wait a minute. Is that clock ticked? It was 6:58, okay. Sorry, lost track of time. So, where was I? No members present. Okay, if there are no written or oral comments, I will now declare the public hearing closed at 6:59 p.m. The next item under agenda item number 1416 is to consider an increase in the level 1 residential and commercial / industrial fees by adopting resolution number 4422-23, authorizing, approving, and increase the level 1 statutory schools facility fees. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution and increase the level 1 residential and commercial / industrial fees pursuant to resolution number 4422-23?
So moved.
Yep, Trustee Nelson. And I'll go again myself, Trustee Stafford. You can vote electronically if there's no further comment or concerns. Okay, 14.15 or 16, buildings and grounds passes 5 in favor with none opposed. Okay, thank you. Okay. We're going to move now to 14.7 business resolution number 3822-23, resolution authorizing piggybacking for the purchases of school buses. Funded through the general fund in the amount of $1,374,649.56. Do I have a motion to adopt Resolution number 3822-23, authorize piggybacking for the purchase of school buses.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Vallejos. That was Campos? Okay. Trustee Campos. Okay. Questions or concerns, comments? Okay. You can vote electronically. $14.17 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. 14.18, business resolution number 4022-23, resolution authorizing the piggybacking for the purchase of milk, dairy, fruit juice, and ice cream products funded through the nutrition services in an estimated amount of $400,000, not the general fund. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution 4022-23, resolution authorizing piggybacking for the purchase of milk, dairy, fruit juice, and ice cream products? Trustee Garcia.
Second.
Trustee Vallejo. Any questions, concerns? If not, you can vote electronically. $14.18 passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.19 is business, resolution number 4322-23, resolution authorizing the use of a cooperative contract for the purchase and distribution of frozen, refrigerated, and dry food funded through the nutrition services in an estimated amount of $3,350,000, not the general fund. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 4322-23? This is a resolution authorizing the use of a cooperative contract for the purchase and distribution of frozen, refrigerated, and dry food.
Second.
Trustee Garcia, Trustee Vallejo. Questions, concerns? If not, you can vote electronically. For 1419 passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.20, business resolution number 4122-23, resolution of the Paris Union High School District declaring the infeasibility of public bidding to purchase certain vehicles and authorizing limited direct purchase of 5 vehicles, no fiscal impact until the purchase order is drawn. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution 4122-23, resolution of the Paris Union High School District declaring the infeasibility of public bidding to purchase certain vehicles and authorizing limited direct purchases of 5 vehicles?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. Myself, Trustee Stafford. Questions, concerns, and any comments by Ms. Raines? I know where they're coming from and what we're doing. Does anybody have any questions or concerns about that? Okay. No need. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we can vote electronically. Okay, 1420 passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 1421, business adoption of the 2023-24 district budget. Do I have a motion to adopt the 2023-24 district budget?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Vallejo, any questions, concerns? If not, you can vote electronically. Oh, do you have a presentation? Yeah. How many times?
No.
Well, we've seen it a few times. Okay. Okay, you can vote electronically. Probably me holding you up. Okay. 14.21 passes 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 1422, authorization for the purchase of capital equipment above $10,000 for June 2023. Do I have a motion to authorize the purchase of capital equipment above $10,000 for the month of June 2023?
Second.
Trustee Garcia, Trustee Nelson. Any questions, concerns? You can vote electronically. $14.22 is 5 in favor, 0 opposed. 14.23 is business authorization for purchase orders above $50,000 for June 2023. Do I have a motion to authorize the purchases above $50,000 for the month of June 2023?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. Trustee Campos. Any questions, concerns? If not, you can vote electronically. $20.23 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. We move now to information items. 15.1 business revolving cash report for May 2023. Next is closed session if necessary. 16.1 closed session if necessary.
Not necessary this evening, Mr. Stafford.
Okay. Reconvene. So we'll go now to action items continued. 18.1 discipline. Board review of discipline matters. Do I have a motion to ratify the stipulated expulsion agreement case for 072/22-23?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson, Trustee Garcia. Any discussion, concerns? You can vote electronically. $18.1 passes 5 in favor with 0 opposed. We'll go now to 19.1, other items by the superintendent.
So I do just want to share one thing. In our LCAP, one of the things we look for is an increase in our A through G completion rate for our students. And we were shooting for 2% for this year, and the numbers come in now almost 11%, 10.87 I think it was. And that's a great job by Ed Services.
Great news. Okay. That'll be a senior class for Liberty next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Time goes so fast. Wow. Okay.
Now, that's all I had to report, Mr.
Oh,
Stafford.
I'm sorry. Mr. Bennett. Okay. Other items by the Board of Trustees. 20.1. Trustee Nelson.
Nothing for me, thank you.
Okay. Trustee Campos.
No, just thank you, everybody, for their presentations throughout the year and their willingness to answer questions. Appreciate it.
Trustee Garcia.
Yes, I want you all to know I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy your summer break.
Okay. Trustee Vallejo.
I hope you guys have a great summer. Relax. You guys better relax.
Enjoy your trip, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Myself, Trustee Stafford, just be well, take care of yourself, and we look forward to our next school year. So we'll move now to a very important item, 21.1. As adjournment of the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for June 21st, 23. Do I have a motion to adjourn the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees?
So moved.
Trustee Nelson. Trustee Campos. Questions, concerns, songs, dances? Okay. Oh, you want to sing? You have a mic. Okay. Okay, we can vote electronically. The meeting is adjourned at 7:11 p.m. Yeah. Adjourn too? Okay.